Ramblings of a Music Teacher, Episode 50. Scale fingerings. Are they important? Before we get started with this week's podcast, I would like to give a shout out to Sonia D, who just got a distinction at grade 5 and left a comment on my last live stream oral training video saying, "Hi, I participated in the live chat initially. The day after, I did my grade 5 ABRSM. Just got news that I got a distinction. I wanted to extend a thank you because your channel assisted a lot in that distinction, as well as this live chat really got my ear ready for the oral skills. Thanks again. And congratulations, Sonia D, on your distinction at grade 5. And by the way, if any of you listening to this podcast recently passed an exam, let me know in the comments below and maybe get a shout out in next week's ramblings. So, on with today's topic, scale fingerings. When taking over students who have previously had other teachers, it has been surprising how many of them were using random fingering for their scales. Very often, they would play them fluently, without mistake. And as the ABRSM regulations on scales points out, fingerings are for guidance only, and you do not need to follow them as long as the end result is not affected. So, is strict fingering important? One of the key words I used in my opening phrase was random. It is okay to use a different fingering in some cases. In fact, there are some scales where I even recommend changing from the standard suggestion. The problem arises when you don't use the same fingering every time. Let me explain why. First of all, bad fingering produces uneven results. For example, most scales tend to avoid putting thumbs up on black notes. And if your fingering is random, okay, you may get away with it, even 90% of the time. But there will be moments when your fingering will lead you into awkward corners, such as forcing your thumb up on a black note. For example, F major. If you don't use the standard fingering, and if you notice there, the thumb goes up on a black B flat, which is a clumsy fingering and doesn't lead to even playing. Another instance where bad fingering can affect the result is when you might end on a note with your thumb just before the end note. So if I come down an A major scale and forget to put my fourth finger, 3, and I'm a finger short at the end, so I have to do a little hop, and that will spoil the legato. The second reason why it is important is that if your fingering is not consistent but changes every time, you will never develop muscle memory. And without muscle memory, you will never be able to play scales fast without hesitation. Now, with this in mind, I've made a new free resource for you. I'm putting together on my blog a video reference chart for every scale you will ever need for any grade. Starting from today, you will find all major, harmonic and melodic minor scales at a slowish tempo for just 2 octaves so that you can follow the fingering carefully. And a link to this page is in the description below this video. However, this is only the beginning, and in the coming weeks I'll be adding links for every single scale, arpeggio and broken chord for any grade. So return there regularly for updates. And if there is any scale you want specific help with urgently, leave a comment below and I'll see if I can add it more quickly. So, say goodbye to bad random fingerings and say hello to efficiently training your muscle memory today. As always, thank you for listening and tune in next time for more ramblings of a music teacher.